Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about saving money by prepping these. Now, these things are going to be a list of things I'm going to give you in a second. If you're looking to save money, guys, prepping doesn't always have to cost you money. I know a lot of people seem to think that they need the top gear. Now, listen, I'm that asshole. I'm that asshole who fucking sits there and buys like the best gear out there just because, one, I like to test it out, and two, well, I'm one of those junkies when it comes to camping gear, outdoor gear, and tech. I'm a big tech guy. I fucking love cameras, iPads, phones, all that other crazy shit that'll probably come to an end very, very soon. But nonetheless, I still like that stuff. It keeps me busy. But anyway, so how are you going to save money prepping these? Well, these are your skills, training your brain, and training your body. Those things, cost you nothing to get ready for what might be coming, right? So you don't have to sit there and spend a lot of money like I love doing. You can, listen, I've been spending money on shit like this before the channel blew up. I'm just one of those assholes. Anyway, you could save a ton of money, guys, just doing simple things. Simple things like training your brain, guys, reading books, practicing your skills, repetition, right? You train your brain by repetition, by repeating or training the same thing over and over again and doing the same actions over and over again. Whether you're drawing a gun, guys, whether you're sitting there and you're constantly drawing a gun, that's repetition, that's training your brain. If you're learning how to use a knife to, let's say, feather stick, for example, and you're feather sticking, that's training the brain, that's repetition. That's going to, first of all, that costs you nothing to do. You can watch these videos on YouTube, again, free. And now you're sitting there and you're practicing with, let's say, Dave Canterbury or Shane Hobel, and you're feather sticking, and you're going and you're doing this repeatedly, excuse me, and you're doing it over and over and over again until you get it down packed. Now, reading a book, guys. The one thing about reading a book for survival purposes, I'm a little impartial about that, because you can read a book so many times until you actually go out and do it. But reading a book, guys, can also come in handy because it refreshes your brain. It gets your brain thinking. And then when you read the book and you look at it, you go, oh, okay. And then you start doing the same thing that the book asks you to do. Build a fire a certain way. Set up your sticks to set that fire a certain way. And again, after you read it, you go out and practice it. That's repetition. That's training your brain. You're reading a book. You're practicing what you're doing, and you keep practicing to keep your brain doing the same thing. So let's say you don't do it in a year, but now you get fucked outside for some reason. Well, now you can do it over and over again. You've done it over and over again, and now you're in that situation where you need to do it. You spring into action. Training your skills. Now, training your skills, guys, is, again, falls under repetition. The more you train your skills, the more you learn new skills, the better it becomes for you in a survival situation. Again, training your skills is free, guys. Camping, for example, it costs you nothing to camp outside of the gear you have to buy to go camping. But you can, especially here in New York State, you can camp about anywhere and not pay a dime and head out on your own and do what needs to be done to, again, train yourself. Camping is a great way because it also introduces you to the outdoors. The introduction to the outdoors is the most important thing for preppers who are looking to bug out and learn how to bug out in the wilderness, or learn how to bug out just outside their home. They want to get used to the outdoors. You have to come outdoors, guys, and you have to practice. You have to camp. You got to make sure that you like this. And even if you don't like it, at least you can get used to it. First time I went camping, I fell in love with it, right? I was, 16 years old, right? And I stuck with it ever since. There were a couple of years I didn't go out at all. When I got back into it, again, I fell in love with it all over again. But camping is something that everyone has to do to make sure that they like it, and if you don't like it, learn to like it. Hunting and fishing, guys, again, cheap, cost you nothing. You can get used gear, you can borrow gear from one of your buddies. It'll cost you nothing to learn how to hunt and fish. Hunting and fishing are skills that are very, very, I would say, hard to learn in a short amount of time. That takes years. Hunting takes years of experience. Fishing takes years of experience. But nonetheless, if you get out there and you start it today, you stop the video and go, I'm going fishing. I'll continue this video later. And then you come back to this video later and finish it. Hunting and fishing, guys, practicing costs you nothing. You can borrow gear from your friends. You can rent gear from certain stores. Or you could just buy it yourself and spend a little bit on used gear. And you know, get the gear you need for hunting and fishing. Now, when it comes to hunting and fishing, I would say rent gear or borrow it from a friend to see if you like it. Now, whether you like it or not is sort of a moot point. This is something we're going to learn to have to do, because with the food shortage coming, guys, you might want to start fishing for your own shit. You might want to start hunting for your own shit. But this can cost you very little money to no money at all, learning how to hunt and fish. I've said this before in my last video, I'm gonna say it again. Gardening and canning, guys, also cost you nothing. Canning will cost you some money because you need a canner and you need to get supplies for canning. Gardening will also cost you money getting the supplies and the tools you need to garden, and obviously the seeds, right? But that can cost you almost nothing. Again, when I talked about yard sales in my last video, people could be getting rid of gardening supplies. So if you haven't gardened yet, or you haven't canned yet, but you go to a yard sale and you see canning equipment and gardening equipment, you're like, fuck it, I'll buy that. You buy it for like 30, 40 bucks, you got most of the shit you need. That'll save you money in the long run. Sorry. Gardening and canning will save you money in the long run if you spend a little bit now. But with canning or canners, they can cost you some money. There are some canners in the description section below that you should look at and see if you can afford it. If you can't, again, yard sales might be the way to go, or out of business sales might be the way to go, but it'll cost you less money, but it'll also save you money in the long run if you learn how to can and garden now. Training your body. A lot of people seem to think when I talk about training your body that you should look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or you know, Lou Ferrigno. No. Or Rich Froning, who's a CrossFit king. No, I'm not asking you to look like any of these people, but training your body is going to keep you, first of all, it's free. That's one. Two, it's going to keep you in so much better shape and your health, especially if you eat right, right? Staying in shape, guys, is critical to fucking prepping. A lot of people, and I'm going to throw a lot of people under the bus right now, but I'm sorry, a lot of fat people out there are thinking that they're going to survive this pandemic, or not pandemic, this, whatever's happened next, the shit's the fan scenario, just because they have all these prepper skills. It don't work that way. If you are unhealthy, you are shortening the amount of time you have on this planet. That's the bottom line, guys. There are skinny fat guys who are way out of shape, who have diabetes, and skinny fat, I hate using that term, but those are guys that are like, you know, they're thin, but they got a gut, or they just look slouchy, right? And then you got fat people. Got to get into shape, guys. You got to run, push up, pull ups. Again, running, you got to check out with your doctor. If you have bad hips and knees, guys, there's always a way around something. Always, right? You can just go on a walk. You could skip down a road like fucking Little Red Riding Hood for all I care, but do something. Train your body to stay in shape. Eat right to stay in shape. Just because I lift weights, guys, doesn't mean I eat right all the time. I eat like shit, actually. I started squaring that away recently because I want to get through whatever might happen in the next coming years. I don't want to have a massive heart attack or develop diabetes. So I changed the way I eat, and I changed the way I even work out now. All right, I still lift weights, but I do like band workouts, and then I'm back to doing CrossFit workouts. And I'm not saying for you guys to do CrossFit workouts. I'm saying find a workout that works out for you. There's always something out there that's going to work for you. And if you can't do any of that, guys, walk. Walking is the easiest way. If you're stricken to a wheelchair, you better get in your wheelchair gloves on and start rolling your ass down a block. Get into some kind of shape, guys. Jump rope, again, that's cheap and easy. Or just walking, running. If you have a park, pull-ups. Wife just scared the shit out of me coming out of nowhere. But anyway, guys, these are things that are going to cost you way less money and are cheap and easy to do. If you don't have an idea on how to work out, guys, look up on YouTube workouts for whatever age range you're in, workouts for whatever gender, male or female workouts. Look up workouts that might excite you. For example, CrossFit. If you're young enough, CrossFit is awesome if you do it right. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, CrossFit injures a lot of people. Yeah, injured people don't know what the fuck they're doing. All right, so whatever workout works for you. Kettlebells, guys, that's another one. It's a little expensive if you're looking to buy kettlebells, but that's another good workout. But if you're looking for cheap, easy, and free, calisthenics is the way to go. Push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, and then all that other crazy shit they do now, like Spider-Man planks and all those other crazy shit. Those are a great way, and it will save you a ton of money. Keeping your body squared away is going to save you a ton of money down the line as well when it comes to health bills. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, so this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. You can like, subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me in the Angry Lensman channel and the Angry Truth channel as well. And see you guys in the next video.